Hello, and a massive welcome to all of our new educators. We are absolutely thrilled you're joining the district. In this quick explainer, we're going to map out a really clear step-by-step roadmap for your professional growth journey with us. Look, stepping into a brand new classroom is super exciting, right? But let's be honest, it can also feel a little overwhelming. That is exactly why we want to completely demystify our evaluation process for you today. By the end of this explainer, you're going to feel confident, supported, and totally ready to focus on what you do best, which is teaching. So to get us started, you are going to be working really closely with our Teacher Development and Evaluation Program. You'll hear us call this TD&E for short. And your amazing TD&E coordinator is Amy Poitra. She is your absolute go-to guide and, honestly, your biggest cheerleader throughout this entire process. Section 1, the purpose of TD&E. All right, let's dive right into this. Before we look at the how, we really need to understand the why. Notice that the core focus here is on growth. TD&E is absolutely not some sort of gotcha system. It's entirely designed to help you set professional goals, collaborate with your peers to refine your practice, and reflect on your work. The ultimate goal? Ensuring that every single educator has a profoundly positive impact on student learning. Section 2, core T&D components. So how do we actually measure and support that growth? Let's look at the specific building blocks. These are the essential components that make up your TD&E journey. It all anchors on your individual growth and development plan. We call that the IGDP. We also look closely at student achievement and student engagement. And finally, we look at educator practice through our evaluation rubrics. You'll probably notice peer collaboration is on this list too, but you'll actually dive into that later, after your probationary period. Section 3, your reflection timeline. Let's move over to the calendar and see how this all builds throughout the school year. Okay, let's break down the timeline for the year. There are 3 critical reflection milestones you're going to complete, and you'll do these in a platform called PowerSchool Perform. In the fall, you'll create your IGDP. Then, in the winter, you'll do a mid-year reflection to check in on that plan, as well as your student achievement and engagement goals. Finally, in the spring, you're going to wrap the whole thing up with an end-of-year reflection. Section 4, probationary educator requirements. Now, if you are a brand new teacher to the district, you are definitely going to want to pay super close attention to this next part. Here is the crucial takeaway. Probationary educators who are employed from the start of the year with Tier 2, 3, and 4 licenses receive at least 3 evaluations every single year. Yep, 3. That means you'll have a formal evaluation in the fall, the winter, and the spring during each of your 3 years before earning tenure. Now, this feedback cycle is frequent by design. It's really there to give you the maximum amount of support as you get your footing. Section 5, the 5-step evaluation process, which brings us to the actual mechanics. What does one of those evaluations actually look like? It's a really clear 5-step cycle. Step 1 is the pre-conference, which is just a quick meeting to set the stage. Step 2 is the observation, where an administrator will script notes in your classroom for at least 30 minutes. Step 3, you'll complete a self-assessment. Step 4 is the administrator's official evaluation. And finally, Step 5 is the post-conference, where you actually sit down together, celebrate your areas of strength, and identify really clear next steps for your growth. Section 6, navigating PowerSchool. Tracking all of this incredible growth requires the right digital tools. So let's clarify exactly where everything lives. You're going to be using 2 distinct sides of PowerSchool, and keeping them straight is absolutely key. PowerSchool Professional Learning is strictly for registering for your professional development courses, but PowerSchool Perform, which you might sometimes hear called Talent Ed, is where all of your TD&E magic happens. Your plans, those fall, winter, and spring reflections, and your official evaluations, they all live right there in Perform. Section 7, District Resources and Support. I know we've covered a lot of ground today, but remember, you do not have to memorize all of this right now. You have fantastic resources right at your fingertips. Take a quick second to save the access code for the TD&E's Schoology group. It's 49QX8GWV43. There's also a totally optional Schoology course you can register for on PowerSchool, and honestly, most importantly, if you ever feel stuck, just reach out to Amy Poitra. She is always ready and willing to support you. You are stepping into an absolutely incredible community here at SPPS, surrounded by a structured system that genuinely wants to see you thrive. You've got the roadmap, you know the platforms, and you have a dedicated support team cheering you on every step of the way. So, the only question left to ask is, are you ready to turn these evaluations from a simple requirement into your greatest tool for professional success this year?